Let me tell you something. Betrayal is a blade, sharp and cruel. It cuts deep, doesn't it? Cuts through trust, loyalty, love, everything. But here's what they don't know. The blade they used to cut you, that same blade will dull, rust, and crumble in their hands. You see, betrayal says more about them than it does about you. It reveals their weakness, their lack of honor, their broken character. But you're still standing. You're hurt, but standing. And standing is the first step to rising. When they doubted you, they lit a fire. When they turned their backs, they fueled that fire. And now, that fire isn't just burning, it's roaring. You've been forged in flames stronger than steel. The pain they caused is your weapon. The lies they told are your lessons. And their betrayal is your motivation. Because the best revenge, it's not anger, it's not vengeance, it's success. It's thriving beyond what they ever imagined. They thought you'd crumble, they thought you'd fall, but you don't crumble under pressure. You turn pressure into diamonds. You don't fall into the pit. You climb out and build a kingdom. Their betrayal? That's not your story. Your story is what you do next. Your story is how you rise. Your story is how you prove that nothing, no one, can hold you down unless you allow it. They wanted to see you break. Show them how unbreakable you are. They wanted to see you fail. Show them how unstoppable you are. Let their betrayal be your fuel. Let their doubt be your spark. Let their actions teach you who not to trust. And let your actions teach them what greatness looks like. Betrayal hurts. Oh, it hurts like hell. But pain is temporary. Glory is eternal. And the person who rises after betrayal, that person is a force no one can reckon with. So pick yourself up, dust yourself off, straighten your back, and raise your chin, because their betrayal will cost them more than they know. When they see you thriving, they'll feel the weight of their actions. When they hear your name, they'll taste regret. And when they look at their own reflection, they'll see the shadow of your success towering over them. The truth is, people betray out of fear, envy, or insecurity. They see something in you they don't have, something they can't replicate, something they can't destroy no matter how hard they try. Let them betray, let them conspire. But let me tell you this, the righteous always prevail. What's meant for you cannot be stolen. What's destined for you cannot be denied. So keep building, brick by brick. Keep grinding, step by step. Because every ounce of effort you put in, every tear you shed, every sleepless night, it's all adding up to something they can't even comprehend. When the dust settles and the smoke clears, you'll be standing on a mountain and they'll still be in the valley of their own choices. That's the cost of betrayal. They can't destroy your destiny. They can't erase your purpose. And they can't stop the fire burning within you. So don't focus on their betrayal. Focus on your goals. Don't waste time on revenge. Invest that energy in growth. Because your success will be louder than any words they could say. Your triumph will outshine their shadows. Let their betrayal be a stepping stone. Let it sharpen your vision and strengthen your resolve. Because you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just enduring, you're excelling. And one day, when you look back at this moment, you'll realize their betrayal wasn't a loss. It was the catalyst that made you unstoppable. Let their whispers turn into silence as your victories speak louder. Let their schemes crumble under the weight of your determination. Every step you take forward is a step they'll regret losing you. Every door they closed was a doorway to something greater. You are the storm they didn't see coming, the force they can't contain. Turn your pain into power, your wounds into wisdom. Their betrayal was their choice. Your triumph will be yours. They thought they buried you, not knowing you were a seed. Rise, grow, and bloom so brilliantly they can't look away. Because in the end, their betrayal will be forgotten. Your legacy won't. Let every scar remind you of how far you've come. Let every tear water the garden of your resilience. They tried to write your ending, but you're still holding the pen. Every time they doubted you, they unknowingly added fuel to your fire. Their betrayal was a chapter, but your victory will be the story. You are not broken. You are rebuilt, stronger, wiser, unstoppable. Keep walking, even if the road feels lonely. Greatness often walks alone. The louder your silence, the more deafening your success will be. You are a warrior, forged by pain, polished by perseverance. And when you stand at the top, they'll realize they betrayed greatness. Let me tell you something. They thought betrayal would break you. They thought their lies, schemes, and abandonment would be enough to stop you. But here's what they didn't understand. Greatness can't be defeated. What they saw as a weakness in you was actually a strength waiting to be unleashed. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it knocked you down. But pain doesn't define you. How you rise does. And you're about to rise higher than they ever dreamed. Because every time they doubted you, they gave you power. You don't stay down for long. When they threw stones, you built a foundation. When they shut the door, you kicked it open. When they left, you found strength within yourself. You are not who you were before their betrayal. You are stronger, sharper, and more determined. They didn't just betray you, they woke up the warrior inside of you. And a warrior doesn't quit. A warrior doesn't back down. The betrayal was their choice, but what happens next? That's yours. You decide to rise. You decide to grow. You decide to succeed. Betrayal is a lesson in disguise. It teaches you who's real and who's fake. It shows you who deserves a seat at your table. And it reminds you that your strength doesn't come from them. It comes from you. Let them think they won. Let them believe they broke you. Because while they celebrate your fall, you're preparing your comeback. And when you return, it won't just be a step forward, it'll be a leap. They'll see you standing taller, walking stronger, and shining brighter. Their betrayal will cost them because they'll lose access to you. They'll lose the loyalty, kindness, and value you brought to their life. And that loss, it's one they'll carry for the rest of their days. But you'll rise from it. You'll turn that loss into your gain. Every tear you shed is watering the seeds of your success. Every sleepless night is a brick in the empire you're building. Every moment of pain is shaping you into someone unstoppable. You are not just surviving, you're evolving. Let them see what happens when you take the pain they gave you and turn it into power. Let them watch as you take their betrayal and turn it into brilliance. You are the storm they didn't prepare for. You are the fire they can't put out. Their betrayal is their failure, not yours. They failed to see your worth. They failed to value your loyalty. But you're about to show them just how wrong they were. Because you're not just coming back, you're coming back stronger. Every time they see your name, they'll feel regret. Every time they hear about your success, they'll taste bitterness. And every time they look back at what they did, they'll realize they lost something priceless. Betrayal doesn't end your story. It begins a new chapter. It's the chapter where you rise above, where you outshine, where you prove that nothing and no one can stop your destiny. Because destiny isn't in their hands, it's in yours. You didn't lose them. They lost you. And while they dwell in the consequences of their choices, you'll be too busy building, growing, and succeeding to look back. Let your success be the loudest response to their betrayal. Every time you rise, you're proving them wrong. Every time you grow, you're showing them what they lost. And every time you win, you're making them question their actions. But you're not focused on them. You're focused on greatness. Their betrayal will cost them more than they can imagine. It will cost them your presence, your loyalty, your brilliance. And while they sink in the weight of their decisions, you'll soar higher than ever before. Because that's who you are, a survivor, a fighter, a champion. You don't let betrayal define you. You let it refine you. You don't let their actions stop you. You let them fuel you. And you don't let the past hold you back. You let it push you forward. Remember, the best revenge is not anger or bitterness. The best revenge is becoming everything they said you couldn't be. The best revenge is living so well, succeeding so loudly, that their betrayal becomes nothing more than a footnote in your story. So keep going, keep rising, keep thriving, because their betrayal will cost them in ways they can't even foresee. And you'll be too busy living your best life to even notice. Let them watch, let them wonder, let them regret, because you're unstoppable, unbreakable, and undeniable. And nothing, not even their betrayal, can change that. Their betrayal will cost them, but your triumph will reward you. Let me say this again. Betrayal is a weapon they thought would destroy you. But what they didn't realize is that you're not made of fragile material. You're unbreakable, unstoppable, and every wound they left is a badge of survival. They thought they were cutting you down, but all they did was sharpen you. The pain they caused? It's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a comeback they'll never see coming. You don't just survive betrayal, you grow beyond it. And in time, they'll wish they had never dared to underestimate you. Because betrayal doesn't ruin you, it rebuilds you. It peels back the layers of who you were and reveals who you're meant to be. Every scar is proof that you endured. Every tear is proof that you cared. And now you take that pain, that care, and you turn it into power. Let me tell you something. The greatest revenge is not destruction. It's not stooping to their level, not getting even. The greatest revenge is success. It's living your life so brilliantly that their betrayal becomes irrelevant. You are more than their lies. You are more than the schemes they devised against you. You are more than the pain they caused. You are the embodiment of resilience. Do you know why their betrayal will cost them? Because they didn't just lose anyone, they lost you. They lost someone who cared, someone who showed up, someone who gave their all, even when it wasn't returned. And what do you do now? You don't stop, you don't dwell, you rise. You become everything they thought you couldn't be, because their betrayal isn't your identity, it's your motivation. You've got a purpose, and no amount of betrayal can take that from you. They wanted you to give up, to crumble, to question yourself. But instead, you're about to show them what real strength looks like. You're about to build a life so full, so rich with success and happiness, that they'll regret ever letting you go. Let their betrayal be the fire that fuels you. Every doubt they cast on you is now your determination. Every lie they told is now a step you climb. Every cut they made is now a scar that reminds you of your resilience. Betrayal is nothing more than a test of character. It shows you who they are, and more importantly, it shows you who you are. And who are you? You're someone who doesn't quit. You're someone who turns pain into progress. They thought they were breaking you, but in reality, they were building you. Because every betrayal is an opportunity to rise higher. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. Let them watch as you achieve everything they said you couldn't. Let them hear about your name in rooms they'll never enter. Let them see the life you've built without their presence. Because that's what true strength looks like. Betrayal teaches you who not to trust, but it also teaches you the power of trusting yourself. It teaches you that you don't need their validation, that you are more than enough on your own. Their betrayal will haunt them, not because you wish them harm, but because they'll realize they gave up on someone irreplaceable. And you'll be too busy shining to care. You're going to walk into every room like you own it. You're going to chase every dream like it's already yours. You're going to climb every mountain they said you couldn't. And when you reach the top, you'll look back, not to gloat, but to remind yourself of how far you've come. Their betrayal was their mistake, but your success will be your masterpiece. The life you're building now is the best response to their actions. So don't waste your time being bitter. Don't waste your energy plotting revenge. Put all of that energy into becoming unstoppable. Because one day, they'll look back at you and feel the weight of their choices. They'll remember the times you were there for them. They'll remember the loyalty you gave them. And they'll know they lost something they'll never get back. But you'll be on to bigger things. You'll be living the life they never thought you'd have. Because you don't let betrayal define you. You let it refine you. You don't let their choices hold you back. You let them push you forward. Every betrayal is a blessing in disguise. It clears the path of people who don't belong in your future. It teaches you to value the people who truly deserve your trust. And it reminds you that your strength isn't dependent on anyone else. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just enduring, you're excelling. You're not just moving forward, you're soaring. Because that's who you are, a force to be reckoned with. They thought they buried you, but they didn't know you were a seed. And now, you're growing into something they can't ignore.